Welcome to TM HNU Nadar Saraswati Public School. I am Kalarani, Department of Social Science. Good morning, students. How are you? Now I am going to take the class for 8th. The topic is ruling the countryside. I hope you are all study well already what I gave the previous lesson. Okay, let's start the class. In the previous chapter, you know about how the British after the Battle of Plassey and Buxar took control the Bengal and gradually control over the entire Indian subcontinent. After the Battle of Plassey and Buxar, the British got the Diwani right of the Bengal. On 12th August 1765, the Mughal Emperor appointed the East Indian Company as the Diwan in Bengal. Next we see the revenue for the company. The company became the Diwan in Bengal. Before 1765, the East Indian Company had bought goods in India by importing gold and silver from Britain. Now it is purchased goods for export with the revenue that it is received from the Bengal. The Bengal economy began to face a deepening crisis. The artisans were forced to sell their goods to the British at low price. Cultivators were unable to pay the dues. Then in 1770, a terrible famine killed the 10 million people in Bengal. Next we see the need to improve the agriculture. Warren Hastings, the Governor General of India, first introduced the revenue farming system, which means the right of revenue collection was given to the highest bidder for a period of 5 years, but this system was failed. Permanent settlement was introduced by Governor General Lord Cornwallis in 1793. By the terms of the settlement, the zamindars were asked to collect rent from the peasant and pay the revenue to the company. Peasant mean cultivators. The amount to be paid fixed permanently. It was felt that this would ensure regular flow of income to the company and at the same time encourage the zamindars to invest improving the land fertility. Problems of permanent settlement. The permanent settlement create many problems. Company officials discovered that the zamindars were in fact not investing the improvement of land. The revenue that had been fixed was so high. Anyone who failed in pay to revenue lost his zamindari. Many zamindars were sold off at action organized by the company. Next see the Maghalwari system. In this system, northwestern province of Bengal, an Englishman Holt Mackenzie devised the Maghalwari system. It is came to in 1822. Under his direction, collectors went from village to village, inspecting and measuring the land and estimate the revenue of each plat. Within a village was added a calculate the revenue. The each mahal would have to pay. This was to be revised periodically, not permanently fixed. Raitwari system or Monroe system. The Raitwari system, also known as Monroe system, it was applied by the Thomas Monroe, the Governor General of Madras Presidency. Monroe system first applied in the Madras Presidency and subsequently introduced in the Bombay Presidency. The settlement was made between the Rayats and the East Indian Company. Rayat means cultivators. The company was collected revenue directly from the villagers. The field was carefully assessed and surveyed, and revenue was to be fixed accordingly. It was felt that without intermediaries like zamindars between company and peasant. Effect and impact of the British revenue policy. All the system of land revenue was not well. Over assessment was common. As a result, the revenue was fixed too high and many peasants were unable to pay it. Some of them sold their land and become a banded labor. Next, see the growth of commercial crafts for Europe. The British also realized that the countryside could not only yield revenue. The company encouraged the cash crop like indigo and opium. The British forced cultivated in various parts of India to produce other crafts like jute in Bengal, tea in Assam, sugarcane in Uttar Pradesh, wheat in Punjab, cotton in Maharashtra and Punjab, rice in Madras. The British used a variety of methods to expand the cultivation of crops that they needed. The cash crops were grown on the large estate known as the plantation, and the owners were mostly Europeans. These two pictures cotton prints. The image on the left show Kalamkari picture created by the weavers of Andhra Pradesh in India. On the right side, a floral picture was designed by William Morris. He was an artisan of Britain. These two pictures commonly looked the blue color. Why the demand for the Indian indigo? Indigo plant grow in the tropic region. It was popular export of India. Indian indigo reached European market and it was in great demand in Europe, and its price was very high. Instead of indigo, the European cultivators cultivate the woad plant. It was used to make violet and blue color. Indigo produced the rich blue color, but the dye from the wood is pearl and dull color. Indigo was cultivated in the many European countries. Britain turned to India to cultivate the indigo. It is give the more concentration in indigo cultivation in Bengal. Bengal indigo came to dominate the world market. As the indigo trade grew, commercial agent and official of the company began investing the indigo cultivation. Over the years, many company officials left them job and they involved in the indigo business. Many Scots and Englishmen came to India and become the planters. Remaining lesson we will see in the next video. Thank you.